But we were fed up. We got fed up of the whole kind of, pushing out as many websites as possible per day. We wanted to kind of work on cool stuff, on creative, like just cool designs, cool brands, to work with cool companies that actually had something that we loved doing. And we made a really difficult decision to begin rejecting clients. So we stopped working with Shahan. Shahan still owes me money and he's disappeared. Apparently he was in jail. But we stopped working with him. We started rejecting our web hosting companies, and basically any project that we felt wasn't interesting for us, we just say no to. And that's, in hindsight, you can look at it and it seems like an easy decision or a kind of step, but when you need to pay some salaries and when you're kind of relying on this income, it's a really difficult decision to say no to somebody who's basically coming and wanting to pay you. We decided to focus on a new niche. Basically, we wanted to work on cool stuff, and we wanted to design kind of beautiful websites. So I started offering our design services, obviously not showing our foreign portfolio from previous times, to architects. I was studying architecture in London. I knew a lot of architects, so they're kind of cool guys. And we started offering our design services to them. We had a period of creative renaissance. We were kind of building sexy flash sites for really cool, hip clients. The company grew, it grew a lot, and our decision really paid off. We were doing well, and yeah, we had really cool work. The team loved working on the stuff that we were doing, as opposed to previously. Today, Spark is a team of 40 people. We are highly profitable. Basically, we work with amazing startups, with blue chip companies and creative brands worldwide. We're totally based in Bulgaria, the office is here. Although most of our work is for companies in the UK and the US. The fact that we're in Bulgaria is no issue whatsoever. We're no longer an outsourcing company. People don't come to us because we can do it kind of cheaper than somebody in the US. They come to us because of the quality that we offer, and that's something that we really wanted to achieve. Company number 4 was in 2008 to 2009, and it was called Bazaar. The first person that I met in London was somebody called Tom Mallory. Tom's right over there, and he's my closest friend and business partner. Together with him and Luchu, we decided that we're doing all these kind of cool websites for these guys, and they're making a lot of money from them. But we could do our own stuff. We kind of wanted to build online products that we wanted to shift focus as a company, or at least try and build kind of product-oriented stuff as opposed to just being a services company. So we started thinking of ideas, and one day, Tom, being slightly strange, came in with this insane idea for this product called Desire. And what Desire was a website where product designers, so people that design furniture, for example, and kind of different products, could come onto the site, add their products, sell them. And also people who had an idea for a product, so they had this really great design for a chair, for example, but hadn't actually produced it yet because they didn't have the cash to do so, could basically again add that product to the site and get people to kind of put some money down to work in advance. So it's basically something like a Kickstarter and Etsy in one. And this was a long time ago. All that stuff didn't exist. I thought he was insane. I thought, who the hell is going to buy furniture online when you need to go and see it? I thought that the whole Kickstarter product thing, of course Kickstarter didn't exist then, but I thought, who the hell's going to do that? So he had an idea in there that was interesting. It was called social shopping. Basically, his concept was that you're going to be buying this chair, this couch, and you're going to be doing that with your family because you're a husband and wife and both of you need to kind of make a decision. So within the website, there was this thing which was real-time shopping, and when you're looking at a couch, for example, you could shop with a friend, so both of you would kind of be looking at the same product, and you could chat about it and discuss it and save it. And I thought that was actually really cool. I thought that we could actually take that concept of social shopping and create a much bigger platform that was kind of much wider, and you could shop for anything, be it clothes or movies or books or whatever, but this kind of idea of social shopping, as you do in the real world, basically, with your friends. So I had an idea. We were going to make shopping online about discovery and not search. In general, that's still a kind of very significant problem today, that when you go shopping online, you basically know what you want to buy. There's no discovery, whereas 60-70% of the market is in discovery. If you go into a shop, there's a really beautiful storefront, and that's kind of part of that process of discovery. But yeah, we kind of built this platform. We were kind of, we'd be swimming in cash at the end of it. We're going to kill Amazon. Who are these guys again? We're just going to totally replace them online. So the business plan was to create a social shopping site that provides a kind of amazing discovery shopping experience online. And we didn't have any money then, so we went to the bank. We applied for a 50,000 loan. We got approved. We got the money. And we hired a business advisor who was based in California, in the Valley. And basically, he absolutely loved the idea. He started writing all these business plans, financial models. The financial models showed that within 2 years, we're going to be making millions. I mean, we're going to be, this site is going to be absolutely crazy. And Flash and Flex were really cool then. I mean, everyone was kind of building these Flash websites. So we decided that, for our site, we kind of wanted this amazing experience on it. It had to be Flash, it had to be kind of really nicely animated and, all that. So we started coding. We had this kind of really long plan of stuff to do. We had this schedule, and the schedule said that in 8 months we're going to launch this crazy site, and 2 years later we're going to be making millions from it. A year later, we still hadn't launched, we weren't ready. The concept had evolved, so anytime we had some kind of cool idea, we kind of put it back into the site and that would change stuff. There are a lot of new companies coming up really quickly. The internet was kind of very rapidly changing them. And then there was this new site on Facebook. Facebook hadn't really taken off when we started this thing. Part of Bazaar was product recommendation. So you're shopping with your friend, and you kind of had to. We wanted to kind of be able to recommend cool products for you to see based on that social kind of graph that you were making, which we tried to build from scratch. Obviously today you don't need to do that. Quite soon after that, 18 months later, after we started, we basically had wasted over 50,000 leva. We had a team of 6-7 people working on the project. It never launched, and we decided to kind of draw the line and just stop working on it. Company number 5, 2009 to today, openbuildings.com and bookings.com. During my architectural education, I had to do a lot of research about buildings. It's kind of part of being an architect, I guess. And I realized that the way that I was doing it was by going to blogs like artdaily.com, and then also using Google to search for cool buildings. And that was really kind of ineffective. There was kind of no good resource online where you could kind of browse buildings, browse architecture, as there was, for example, IMDb, where you can browse movies. So I had an idea. The idea was to create Wikipedia for buildings. I felt that humanity needed a Wikipedia for buildings, because ultimately architecture is such a big part of our lives. I mean, you can see how being in this hall with the kind of architecture that there is, it's really important, yet people don't really understand it whatsoever. So we wanted to create an archive of buildings in the world, and we wanted to possibly monetize via the construction industry idea was to kind of get all these big construction companies to kind of advertise on the site so they can find new business and all that. But Tom Lutch and I got together, we started working on the idea. It was kind of more of a hobby as opposed to a business. We wanted to do it for fun in our free time, and we just all loved the concept. So we started working on it. Making money wasn't really our primary aim, it was just about kind of trying to get it out there. And we did have an idea of how we were going to make money, but again, it wasn't important. So 3 to 4 months later, we had a prototype of openbuildings.com up and running. This is the kind of first version of the site, which you can't really see on screen there. But once we launched it, we were able to put together a team of around 10 students in London, architecture students, and they started kind of adding cool buildings and projects to the website. So a couple of weeks later, we had a couple of thousand projects on the site. Traffic was growing, people were beginning to use it, and we were kind of getting this amazing feedback back. And they're all doing it for free. I mean, we weren't paying anyone. It was just because everyone united around the idea, I guess. We launched our Buildings iPhone app a couple of months after that. I woke up in the middle of the night because my phone started beeping because I was kind of receiving tens of emails suddenly. And what had happened was that Apple had featured us in the App Store, and our service had crashed. So, we were getting tens of thousands of downloads suddenly per day, and our service couldn't handle it. That summer, we won the Novatech Startup Challenge in Bulgaria. Later on, we went to win the Intel Startup Challenge in Europe, so we became Startup of the Year in Europe for Intel for 2010. And as part of that, they shipped us to the US, where we had to take part in the World Finals. But we decided, basically, I had a friend here, Devin, from Nevek, the investment fund, and he kind of really pushed us to create a profile on this site called AngelList. AngelList is a place where startups kind of add their profile at a site, and then investors can kind of find them and tell them whether they're interested in investing. The first person to get in touch with us from AngelList was a guy called Gary Kremen. Gary Kremen is the founder of Sex.com and Match.com. So we met this guy in Palo Alto, in Menlo Park actually, in the valley. And I remember getting off the train, he was waiting for us in this kind of blue Cherokee Jeep. And he got out of the Jeep, and the first thing that we saw was Gary Kremen wearing a Bulgaria t-shirt. He had a t-shirt from the airport in Bulgaria which said, Bulgaria, got it. And it turned out that Gary Kremen is actually married to a Bulgarian from Varna. And I think that's why he probably wasn't got in touch with us. But basically he was, we had this meeting with him, he kept on eyeballing us. It was a really strange meeting. He basically told us that there was no way that we were going to get any investment in the valley. We had to move there. We're going to be looking for investors for like 6, 7, 8 months. It probably wouldn't happen. We'd probably fail a lot. And he just totally put us off. That was in the morning. That afternoon, we had a meeting with John Malloy from Blue Run Ventures. After a 20-minute presentation with John, he basically committed to investing in open buildings. But he told us that the $800,000 that we were looking for was too little. He told us to totally throw away all of our financial models and anything that we had, and to come back on Monday and to think about the number.